And what a great place to finish if you can finish at Olympic Games. And European teams traditionally do well in that qualifying tournament, so this is a real tough ask for both teams to pick themselves up, but the prize is so big.
I'm sure once it's kind of like getting a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you the night before. You need to start playing again to start forgetting the pain of the quarterfinal defeat. And Lithuania, between these two teams, really almost snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, they were like, they trailed the entire game, and right at the end, they had a chance.
Well, they did that without one of their stars, Petronita. She was so restricted by the injury issues, and she tried to come back into the game, but she just didn't have the mobility. And you saw at the beginning of the game when she made some tough shots how important she is for their balance. And it just took them so long to get a way of playing without her on the floor. But Turkey, on the other hand, Jeff, they're coming out. They ran into an express train in terms of the Serbian defense. And who'd have thought that the way they got back into the game was to leave Yilmaz on the bench for so long because of the pace of the game. She's going to be so important for this team if they're going to finish her career, because that's what it'll probably be at Olympic Games as opposed to here at EuroBasket.
Well, Ekrem didn't look happy. He certainly wasn't happy in the press conference last night. We'll talk more about that later. Right now we're going to have the national anthem for both teams, starting with Lithuania. That was the national anthem for Lithuania, and now the national anthem of Turkey. Well, this is an aspect to tournament play that you have to get used to. If you're a national team player, coach, or fan, you can't always win the big games, and you just have to learn how to bounce back and come back and win the next day. You have to learn how to deal with disappointment. Now, the referees for today's games, for France, Joseph Basang in the middle there, Semen Ovinov from Russia on the right, and Ilona Kucherova on the left from the Czech Republic. Okay, well, for my money yesterday, Natsa Skaite was crucial. She got hot, but wasn't able to get it going consistently early on, and that really hurt Lithuania.
but they're going to run and shoot. You know, they're going to talking before the game, they take 10 more shots from the field than Turkey. They really do want to get it up and get the ball away, and they're a good rebounding team in broken play as well. And the starting lineup, well, they must be confident about
Petronita.
Yeah, Petronita's injury situation. Shakete and the backcourt, little turnover prone, which is where you expect the efficiency of Turkey to really give them the platform that they're going to look forward to try and work their way into the game. A little bit similar to yesterday. If this team keep the game into the 60s, they're going to win. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that against the Lithuanian team that have just grown as this tournament has developed. But Lara Sanders yesterday, Jeff, what a performance. Unbelievable the way she almost carried this Turkish team back into contention.
Yeah, she could very easily end up on the all-tournament team with the way that she's played in this tournament. Yilmaz Ushalavin, Baha Shalar, and Olcay Shakur. Olcay Shakur finally got it going yesterday in the running game, but clearly she's still young and she's still got some ways to go. But we were impressed by Chora, the youngster. Now Sanders, this is her in the tournament, as you might expect. And Natsaskaite, also a big scorer in this team. And to tell you what, there were a lot of tears shed yesterday for both of these teams, and I dare say I think she got quite emotional as well, because she had envisioned reaching the podium.
Well, they were on such a momentum. They lost their first 2 games, then went unbeaten and really did big wins over Russia, beat Serbia. So there was that emotion, and Coach Trinas was really built on the fact that there's no naturalized player, they're on a mission, and they're still on a mission now because there's an Olympic qualification spot at stake for this team. And if they play with enthusiasm and they bounce and they run, they're going to be a real handful for Coach Memnon and his lineup. He's going to want to slow this down, and if he can control tempo, he's got the offensive weapons to score the percentages.
Well, Memnon was frustrated by a lot of things yesterday, but what really got him the most yesterday was he felt like the effort wasn't there. His team was beaten to the rebounds, they were beaten to the loose balls, and he basically said, listen, you just need to look at the stat sheet and it tells you the story. Obviously, throughout any game, you're going to get calls go your way and calls go against you. These things are going to even out over the course of the game. And so credit to him is that he didn't blame somebody else for their performance.
Well, and during the game, we were always aware of not the bigs for Serbia, but the 3 spot, the 2 spot, the 4, all going to the glass and just outworking their opponent. And this is a very similar battle because there are numbers coming to the glass from, I think of Vicien in particular, who will work so hard to get to the glass. It won't be a Petronita's boards that will hurt Turkey. It will be the perimeter guys rebounding and in depth.
Hello and welcome to the EuroBasket Women 2015. It's the game between Lithuania and Turkey, and it's a vital classification game. The team that wins stays in contention for a spot in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Both teams trying to bounce back from disappointments yesterday. Lithuania losing a real close one to Belarus, and Turkey falling in their game to Serbia. So immediately the ball goes inside to Shalar, and Shalar puts it up and in, so Memnon attacks that Lithuanian defense down low.
Well, that's a very positive signal that they actually ran a lot of action away from the ball to go inside. Poor, though, from Lithuania. Really did let that little flex cup just get far too open, too easy.
Petronita, and her teammate drives in, misses, and the center gets the rebound and is fouled by Shalar.
And there's a look of almost perplexed, being perplexed.
In fact, it might be on, excuse me, it might be on Yilmaz.
Yeah.
It is indeed.
But they didn't work when the ball was going. No one moved. They just reacted after the shot. Didn't have a chance to box out. Whereas Petronita was going to work on the penetration.
So Petronita, whom we saw back in 2011, I think that was when she made her debut in Poland. And that was a pretty good Lithuanian team.
Well, went unbeaten in the first round. Linky Vicien was a star, and her return to this group has really bolstered them coming into this championship. Need her experience today with the situation you described in the intro.
So Petrunica gets on the board, and Shalar misses. Yilmaz, the veteran. And if you didn't see the game yesterday, Yilmaz actually came out of the game against Serbia because Serbia's frenetic defense and the pace of the game, she just couldn't cope. And Memnun quite rightly took her out, and Turkey got back into the game. So she's much more suited at a more deliberate pace, I think.
At the defensive end, she just couldn't make anything happen when they were chasing the game. So,
absolutely. So Yilmaz gets inside, puts it up and in with a nice left-handed shot.
Again, this is this Lithuanian soft start. They're getting beat on the inside, beat on penetration.
Well, and that's Skaite feeds it down low to Petrunica. And Petrunica passes it back out, and then she gets it back from Kuktiana. And Lithuania didn't look good on that sequence. Now Ushul Albin puts up a jumper, and she's fouled by Linka Vincian.
So this is a very positive Turkey start because they're not just running offense to get the clock down. They're running sets and running plays where halfway through a shot clock, people are looking to take shots off of screens. And Albin then, that was very early, you know, compared to yesterday where they almost just tried to not even look until the last 5 seconds.
And the second shot is no good. And Shakur pressures the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. Interesting, not on camera, but I've just spotted some of China's coaching staff here. So they're watching events here, teams they might end up facing at the Olympics.
Well, they've recently been in Lithuania preparing for Asia Women. And so...
Well, I don't know what the referee was saying to Okotskite, but Okotskite throws the ball out of bounds.
Well, that's... there's the Achilles heel of that team. No real pressure, just to execute the pass.
Okotskite is the one guarding Ushul Albin. And moving her feet well, but Albin gets inside and puts it up and under it in.
Well, this is either Lithuania have to pick up the intensity defensive-wise, and Turkey are just getting too many good looks.
That's Skaite. Now Petrunica. And again, another Menta Cyranus in front of us here. Not pleased with the execution on offense, with the cuts. Olcay Shakur passes back to Yilmaz. Steps inside, puts it up, and draws the foul.
It's a much more positive approach by Turkey here. Like, again, attack the defense off the pick and roll. And when they got the reaction from the defense, you've got someone like Yilmaz. Mid-range is as good as you get in terms of international basketball over a career in terms of making those mid-range jump shots. So you have to close her out hard. It's one single bounce move. She'll find space and get separation from the defense.
So that was the second foul on Linka Vincian, and Salapova comes into the game, number 7. She's an out-and-out scorer, isn't she, Salapova?
Yeah, she's definitely in for offense, not the other end of the floor.
Okotskite brings it up again. Petrunica back outside the nuts. Skaite. That's good.
That's much better, that inside-outside pass. The passing was crisper, the passing was sharper. And really did do a nice job of freeing up the perimeter shot.
And Shakur drives all the way down and gets it to go in. Physicality is not there right now for Lithuania at all. You got to start putting your bodies on them, even just to pick up the fouls. And that's Skaite's pass intercepted, and starts to play defense, and it goes out of bounds. So the turnover gives it back to Lithuania.
It's Turkey, quite remarkably, given how they have approached yesterday's game. They're the quicker team. They're the team trying to play with a little bit of tempo defensively.
Kuktiana, her shot is no good. Now, Usulalban looks up the floor. OJ Shakur scored the last basket. Now she gives it up to Yilmaz. And Yilmaz was defended better that time.
Kitchen did a nice job at stopping the step through. Just played that free foot, so there was no way to get space.
Petronita gets it to the corner to Netziskaite. And her shot off the back of the rim. Saunders gets the rebound.
No Lithuanian shirt even going to the keyway then. All the energy stuff that you'd expect to get from him, just not there.
And Saunders runs into a pick. This is fouled by Netziskaite. What's this? No, she ran into Petronita, but I think the foul, the foul was on Netziskaite. Aisha Chora comes in for OJ Shakur.
Sanders hasn't even had a touch, Jeff. That's why their first touches offensively. Other people are just no defense at all, almost, from Lithuania.
Yilmaz drives in, misses. Could be that Sanders is a little tired after all of her exertions last night. Long one from Kuktiena, and Lithuania close it back to just 2 points, the deficit.
They've always got that shooter's chance, haven't they? They just back themselves from the three-point line. And if you don't put them away...
Well, Albin called for a double dribble. She lost control, almost turned it over. Now Memnum thought she had lost possession and went after it.
Well, the ball's knocked away, so the ball...
Watch this.
Yeah,
I don't think it was knocked away. I think she just lost it. I think the referee was right. He just pushed it. She pushed it with her left hand.
Referees are normally much better at us than making calls anyway.
I think the defender got her hand in first, but then she came back and hit it. So well spotted. Now,
this Lithuanian team just feed off that three-point line, don't they? There's a little bit more urgency, a little bit quicker in execution after making the last 2 threes.
Petronita, this time much more stronger position, and she attacks the basket, and you see the end result.
Oh, it's
fouled by Sanders.
It really is. It's almost they need to make a couple of threes for the whole thing going.
So Petronita making her mark offensively here. She's leading Lithuanian scoring and now has 5 points.
Jeff, she's had more touches than normal in the first quarter. It's not something they've really emphasized in the games in Győr. They didn't go to her so much. She's had touches almost every other time down the floor.
So Lithuania lead it. Their first lead, 11-10. Now a foul called on Lithuania, so that's going to bring in Grigaloskite. Grigaloskite comes in, number 10.
And that's how the foul trouble for Petronita really hurts. When she's out, those two have to play together, but there's a 3-player rotation when she's still in there. So they really do, use the 3 of them.
Well, Chorda gets it in just in time. Usulalban passes wildly out of bounds, and Turkey now are starting to draw the ire of their coach.
Well, that's a complete, as Albin penetrated, just a complete lack of movement from the perimeter. No one actually could see the ball, therefore Albin couldn't see them.
Oh,
she's
Albin.
Straight back in.
Yep, she comes in and just takes it away. Very sloppy by Lithuania. Sanders throws it at Yilmaz's feet, and Sanders was the first person on the floor to get it. And the jump ball possession arrow is going to go to Lithuania.
Jeff, I think you're absolutely right about Sanders. Maybe emotionally or physically, she's
kind of tired.
Almost, that was a definitely tired-looking pass. Game needs to almost energize her. It's almost she needs her teammates to energize her. She carried them yesterday. She really needs them right now.
Well, Petronita gets inside, and Yilmaz does a good job of sealing it, although Petronita still could have scored. Move your feet.
Just needs to lean into Yilmaz a little bit more than that to get a good angle.
Yilmaz skipped, and the call was made by the referee.
Little skip when she caught the ball. Yilmaz won't believe it, but
skip, hop, and a jump.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go. That's a crap. I mean, I wouldn't have said Turkey had turned the ball over more than Lithuania at 4-2.
Oh, Salapova puts up an air ball. That's not going to get her much playing time.
No.
Now Sanders, see if this gets her going. She was fouled beforehand. And it was Grigaloskita.
So you just got to decide, as Grigaloskita did, that should have done them, where do you want it to go? Because if you give her the option of making the decision, you're going to foul her or she's going to score.
Well, she was trying to get position, but the referee saw the foul and has sent Saunders to the line, and she's got her first.
Because your help can come. If you force it to the, you know, if you're supposed to force it to the baseline, help can come early, which is what Serbia decided to do yesterday. Bring the help down really quick, make her kick it out. One-on-one in the post, I think Saunders is going to beat whoever's guarding her. If she's got the energy to.
That's a Skaita out to Salapova. And she gets it back for the three-pointer, and that's a Skaita.
Once they start stretching you and attacking and kicking, they're a dangerous proposition.
That's one of those, why doesn't Salapova shoot it? And then you realize she's passing it to Natsa Skaita. Yilmaz gets it to Sanders. She turns. Oh, wow. She just, her ability as well to hang.
Yep.
She's taking a shot on the arm. You can see she's trying to shake it off. Petronita picks up the foul.
It's unusual because one of the great things when you watch this Lithuanian team practice and when you see them actually in games, their IQ is really high, so they normally have the decision. Well, if the decision at the moment is to play Saunders one-on-one, I think Saunders will come out on top.
Well, she's feeling some pain quite clearly in that right arm, you can see. Wouldn't be surprised if she came out. She's been out there for 7.5 minutes.
She probably needs to come out.
A nice handoff from Petronita, and her teammate Grigaloskita gets the basket. And Lithuania go back to up 16-12. Chora back to Yilmaz, and Yilmaz follows her shot and decided to make it a little bit harder than it probably needed to be, but she maybe needed the contact.
How many times have you seen Yilmaz run a pick and pop like that? It's almost a surprise when she misses.
Grigaloskita and Petronita with the rebound. Yilmaz blocks it out of bounds. French referee has come over to the commissioner's table, the scorer's table, to query something. Okay, so it was about who the foul was on, or no, not the foul.
So is that what? Because the ball didn't. They're saying the ball didn't hit the ring when Petronita went back up.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
it should be. They're down at 9 because she got the look, but then couldn't get it away. So it should be a 9 seconds. Now it's down at 4.
One on the shot clock, and she almost gets it off in time, but ball goes back over. Okotskite is going to come back into the game for Gudkauskaite.
Substitution by Lithuania, substitution by Turkey.
Coach Serenis is going to go out and talk to the youngster, Gudkauskaite. He's only 24 years of age, although Okotskite is 23. Saunders gets inside and, boy, misses, but Shalar was there for the follow, and Now Turkey are struggling putting the ball in the hoop. Grigoluskita back outside the Salapova. Bounce pass, and she thought Petronita was going to cut over to the left, perhaps.
It looked to me as though she'd made the decision and she was going to run that pass regardless. And it was. She's either been great or horrible so far, Salapova.
She blamed herself on that.
Yeah.
She said, my fault. So Shalar backs up Natsaskaite, and again, good scoring position, but doesn't get it to fall.
Well, they are literally just going to play one-on-one. No one came to help. I don't think that's a problem when Shalar's going.
Grigoluskita drives in and now comes back. So Vidarla pretty much going to hold it for one shot, I think, Turkey. They can tie it and take the lead. Vidarla hasn't really made her mark on the game yet. Back to Albin. Inside to Saunders, puts it up, and boy, she got hammered by Natsaskaite right at the end. And that's just not a good foul. I thought there was less time left for that.
Well, they took it early enough to get the offensive rebound with Saunders on the inside. But no one boxed out. She took the shot, no one boxed out. And it's been a bit of a criticism you can throw at Lithuania here. If they'd have played with the same energy, they would have controlled the glass.
Well, time running out, and Ogaskaite puts it up. Oh, that was close. I think she surprised herself by how close that was. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 16-16, Turkey and Lithuania.
Well, there's those stats, and no one's writing home about those stats. You know, 38%, no three-point attempt from Turkey. Rebound-wise, you know, Turkey started very strong. Neither team putting any pressure on people in terms of turnovers. It's not as if anyone's trying to make things happen with their defense. It has a feel of a Turkey game at the moment. Apart from that little spell where Lithuania came from 7 down to lead by 3 or 4, then they got a little bit of momentum going, and since then, it's just dropped back into the same type of tempo we had at the start when Shalar made that inside move. And she's got more shots than you'd expect. But I think the big question for Turkey is you know, how much energy has Saunders got? Because during that first period, didn't get as much looks, wasn't as effective on the glass. And they might need to manage her time a little bit.
Yeah, Memnum seems reluctant to take Saunders out. And trying to think of the possibilities. Janitez can come in.
Janitez will give you some energy. She's, you know, the 190, and she's been playing enough in the tournament. She's averaging 12 minutes a game, although didn't see the floor yesterday for any reasonable period. But it's almost the collective, isn't it? If you take Shalar, and Yevgen hasn't been in either. It's almost as though he's, you guys messed up yesterday. You've got to get us through this one. So, you know, you do it. But Yevgen could help them in this game, I think, in terms of quickness.
Let's go, Lithuania. Let's go, Turkey.
But at the moment, looks like he's literally on a 7-player rotation at the moment. No one else has, like, entered the floor. He's rotated the backcourt. Hasn't even thought about anyone on the inside.
So Ushul Albin brings it up for Turkey as the second quarter gets underway. Turkey looking for some inspiration from somebody. They get it. They continue to move it around. They're passing it, but they're not really looking to take any shots until Vidarli knocks it down. But
they passed up some open looks before Vidarli made a really tough one. I know she's got the ability to do it, but Albin passed one up. Shalar passed one up.
Pass outside to Grigoluskita. Number 14 for Lithuania. Egle Shiksnuda puts up an air ball and it goes out of bounds.
There's not a lot of offensive perimeter threat. It's probably the least potent offensive perimeter threat in terms of the rotations in the game at the moment for Lithuania.
Yilmaz gets down low, puts it up, and Solapova comes away with it. Hands it off to Ogodskite. Ogodskite gets inside, puts it up off the glass.
Tough move because she was guarded pretty good athleticism to get her shoulders square before she released it. Tough finish. Off the glass, beautiful control. Jeff, with these matchups, Salas has got to get a touch. She's going to score or get fouled any time she gets a touch. And they just go and pick and roll with her, and they're not giving her a look, especially with, you know, with a matchup with that's Nuke down the inside. She's going to foul her or she's going to score.
Well, she gets the touch there, but gives it back to Albin. Pick, and now she rolls. And that time she wasn't ready. She didn't go all the way to the basket.
It's almost like they don't have to run her as a pick and roll. If Yilmaz takes the sort of opposite elbow, the defense can't really help down. They help off her. She's just got a wide open mid-range jump shot.
You saw what happened. She got hung up there with Solapova. And a foul called before the shot.
Yeah. It looks like, to an extent, that the concern you stressed before the game, can they bounce back? Even though there's that big Olympic qualifying spot, both teams are struggling to really pick the intensity up. And they've got another, I hate to say cheap foul, but foul off the ball that's pretty weak.
It's the toughest game, and far be it from me to be the schedule maker, but the fairer way would probably be to have the other two quarterfinals start first and then let them come out and play later tonight. But I suppose from a TV standpoint, the other teams, the quarterfinals are bigger games. Now, Yilmaz knocks it away. And over to Vidarla. Vidarla for three. Good. And Vidarla's come off the bench now and given him a lift with 5 points.
Well, I've always thought Vidarla was one of those players that could score more if she took more shots. That's not the way that Turkey played, but she could really just play. Great fall from the perimeter.
Solapova didn't challenge Sanders. And that time the bounce pass from Linkovic to Shiksnuda. That's going to get Shiksnuda out of the game and bring Petronita back in.
Substitution by Lithuania on the court. Number 11, Inter Petronita. Also substitution by Turkey on the court. Number 5, Tukce.
Well, she's got the back support on. The tape underneath the back support. And the physio didn't take her time when she wrapped it in tight. So looked like she was in some pain still.
Well, full marks to Petronita for coming out and trying to get through it, but hopefully she's not putting herself at risk. I guess a girl with her height possibly is going to have some back issues. Yilmaz. And Petronita comes in and blocks Yilmaz.
That's what she gives this team. The only option that really does give them that sort of intensity.
And Janitez, meanwhile, has come in for Saunders, and she's guarding Petronita. Now Solapova gets it over to Grigoloskita, back to Petronita. And Petronita, well, again,
take the hat off to her.
Does it on both ends of the floor. She got the rejection, and now she hits this shot. And she's got 7 points.
But she just got banged more times in that actual offense than she's been banged the whole game, because Janitez just went after a little bit.
Well, Janitez puts it up, misses. The ball batted out to Albin. Albin dances around the defense, passes over to Yilmaz, and ball ends up with Grigoloskita. Now Solapova. And Solapova turns it over. Tough play. And then she's able to get it back. Bounce pass. And Solapova is in danger of making too many fancy passes there.
Wow. She came down the floor and it was like a turnover waiting to happen. And did she realize Petronani's in there with a bad back?
Well, we've seen 2 behind-the-back passes from Lithuania in this offensive set. And Yilmaz this time gets the block on Grigoloskita.
A nice cut too, and Yilmaz got caught a little bit, but great recovery.
Albin passes over to Shalar. Back now to Lithuania. It's 21-20. And we're going to get a rare appearance coming here for one of the Turkey players as Petronita goes up and scores to put Lithuania back in front.
Tough move to the baseline. Under a lot of pressure. Can't say enough good things about it. She's really put it in. Sore back, sore knee, sore probably every part of her body's hurting by this stage of this tournament.
Well, Dima Rock is coming into the game. She is a 1.82-meter shooting guard, so it could be that she's going to put up some jumpers here. And Shalar comes out, so that's a different look. Turkey not quite as big. And Badarla puts up, and just like you said, she's got the ability to score, and that looked pretty clever, that.
Yeah, it was a nice, pretty little finish. But I'm assuming he's gone for energy. He's got two guys in the game now that haven't played a lot of minutes. They've really got to try and pick some energy up.
Well, Petronita passed out and gave it to Linka Vinciane, and she just kind of felt her way into the basket.
No one, you know, the skip pass really opened up the middle, and no one helped. No one moved with the ball.
Well, Saunders isn't going to stay out of the game long. She's coming back in. Albin. Oh, beautiful play from Albin, and alertly moving to the basket was Yilmaz. So Turkey go back in front.
Yilmaz is going to be the player coming out. Big blow as she finished that play.
Kuktina hands it back off to Olga Skita, and Olga Skita's pass to Petronita was, she couldn't quite control it.
If you're getting to Petronita now, I'm in here, I'm working really hard, my back's a bit stiff, and the last three passes I've got, I've been trying to pick them up off my ankles. Think about me a little bit. Well, you can understand why Member's gone to the guys that haven't played a lot of minutes, because his team is lacking that real energy lift, and both teams are trying to, looks like the end of a heavyweight contest. People trying to survive out there. But he knows that his team will make threes at some point in this game, and he knows when they make those threes, the whole energy lifts. What he'll be disappointed at the moment is people like Sapova making passes that are just, it's a lottery out there if they're caught. And at a time where you're trying to pick yourself up, if Petronita in that time has and said, look, I'm this big, give it to me here, I'm not picking it up off my ankles anymore.
You see the rebounding totals, Turkey with 14 and Lithuania with 14. Sanders back in. Excuse me, yeah, it's 14. It's 5 offensive rebounds for Turkey. So we've got Albin being guarded by Gudkauskaite, and Yilmaz puts up a long one. So seems like she takes about 50% of the shots, doesn't it?
Yep. She gets a touch pretty much every time down the floor.
And Yilmaz reaches over and knocks it out of bounds. And Dima chases it but can't quite get it.
This is Kaite, and just make a pass away from the defense and stop making Petronita actually work so hard to catch it. That's, again, the fourth pass that they've given the defense a chance with.
Linka Vinciane had the pass hit off of Albin, and it went on the other side of the backboard, so it keeps the ball with Lithuania. Yilmaz steps in for the steal.
Petronita is like 1 meter 96. She's got enough wingspan to pass the ball away from so she can catch it.
Saunders. And Saunders and Petronica did the right thing, just stood there. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it goes over to Lithuania, who trail by just a point. Watch. You see the replay? Yep, good call right on it. That's a Skaita. And ball turns over again. She was surrounded. And this time it's Ushul Albin fouled by Gudkal Skaita.
Turnovers is just becoming a nightmare for Lithuania, and they're bad turnovers for them in terms of turnovers where they've got opportunity to run play, opportunity where they can create advantage, get a good shot. It's just they're just very sloppy with the basketball at the moment.
Well, 10 turnovers really too much in the first half. Albin puts up a three, and Turkey have gone back in front 28 to 24. So Lithuania have called a timeout. As you look at the replay of the shot, Ushul Albin left wide open, and she makes Lithuania pay.
Well, a relatively low-scoring game. So 10 turnovers in a half, and as I say, they've had them in the last 5 or 6. They've turned it over 4 times to get up to that 10 number. The low-scoring game is going to hurt you, and this is the sort of game that Turkey over the years have just, in the end, they've just been efficient and done enough to win by 8, 10 points, and they just don't give you a chance to get back in. The only difference here, it's a team that one way or another will throw up threes. But he doesn't go to his bench, does he? Coach Wyndham doesn't just look to go to his bench because he was looking for energy. Yannis has played about 2 minutes, Saunders straight back. They're putting in a shift.
I shudder to think what they would do without Saunders, because she didn't get any time at all out. She sat for like a minute, and he got her right back in there.
And Yilmaz hasn't sat down either, actually, I don't think. And it's almost maybe different with Yilmaz. She needs to just stay on the floor. But
so Ekremimnum has a little bit of breathing room here. 4 points. See if his team can come out, play some defense, get a stop, and go down and stretch the lead. Lithuania, meanwhile, see if they can run their offense. That's Skaita. Splits the defense and hands it off to Petronica. Nice move from Skaita.
Was really very early recognition of the screen. She just sliced it. They couldn't show her early enough. And a pass that Petronica could catch.
Saunders. And Yilmaz puts it up, and the long jumper.
Well, it's her range, that mid-range. You can't leave people when they're one pass away from the ball. It's a shooting drill.
Saunders comes out to get a hand in the face. And Petronica had Yilmaz on her back.
Yilmaz did well there just to stay active. And if you'd have said it was Yilmaz that was going to come with the energy, that wouldn't be the top of my list.
No, but I guess she didn't play as many minutes as you would have expected because of the way things went yesterday.
And she's got matchups here that she's comfortable with. She's guarding Petronica. She's comfortable with that matchup. She gives up a bit of size, but she's comfortable with the athleticism.
Skaita drives in and fumbles it away. Saunders picks it up. And sets the pick, pops out. Gets inside. Boy, she had a great move and just did not finish. And Kuktieno puts up a three. A 5-point swing there.
They have not seen a three-pointer they don't like, this Lithuanian team. You've never got them under control.
We've not seen Sazi Vegan yet for Turkey. Might be coming into the game shortly here. The final 40 seconds. May not be enough time. Saunders and Dimarot misses from the right, and because he didn't hit anything, a shot clock violation. Boy, he was disappointed last night. He really disappointed in the effort more than anything. Said that Serbia just wanted it worse than Turkey, beating them to the loose balls.
You can't lose games being outworked in a quarterfinals, can you?
Nope. Kuktiana from the right corner. Petronica keeps it alive. And that's a Skaite, puts up a 3. And Lithuania has gone back in front, 32-30.
So they trail by, the 5, all of a sudden they go 2, 3, 3. And that's the way they're going to play. And if things like that happen, loose ball falls to the best three-point shooter they have there, that's almost as good a percentage as a layup for her, which is that wide open. Petronita is, as well as being as big as she is in terms of 196, she's been working so hard on the glass, keeping it alive. She's been stepping in, challenging shots at the defensive end, and she sat down. I know it was for an injury yesterday, so maybe her and Yilmaz with less minutes, that's why they're the people that look like they've got more energy. I just would like to see Turkey just give Sanders the ball without trying to run anything, just to see, as she showed on that last opportunity, as Petronita's numbers are up there with 11 and 4. Just give it a chance to go at the defense, because she made a great move to get to the ring. She blew the layup, but she just can, I think, one-on-one, there's not a player on this Lithuanian team that can guard her. And with the change in lineup here, they've got to go straight to her. There's going to be a foul or points.
So speaking of three-point shooting, that's a Skaite, 3 of 4 from three-point range. Now Vidarla spins and over to Yilmaz, and a foul.
Yeah, that was a hold.
Skaite for holding Sanders.
I've seen worse, but she was definitely manhandling as Sanders rolled.
Yeah, she's got her arm around her. So Salapova has to come in, and that's a big foul. That's her 3rd foul, and that's a Skaite out of the game.
Still think Sanders has got to get this ball early with enough time to make a move. The team foul situation, any foul is going to mean free throws.
Well, final 7 seconds here in the first half. As you pass, Sanders gets it over to Chorda, and she doesn't get it off in time. So Lithuania will be going to the halftime team talk with a 32-30 lead over Turkey.
Well, after giving Sanders giving them the hard time for not getting the ball, they got the ball to Sanders 4 feet from the hoop, and she decided to toss it out with no time on the shot clock. So
yeah, that was probably her mistake.
The Turkey lead just 2 down after shooting only 37% from the field. It's slightly edging the rebound numbers. And Lithuania do get the assists because they make the pass on the perimeter and they get the 3. So a lot of those assists will be coming out as shots in those situations. It's a war of attrition. It's the best way to describe it. I think Lithuania will feed off the 3s. They'll feed off that type of play. Can't say enough great things about Petronita there, because with the injury, leads in points, leads in rebounds, getting it done. She's making people change shots. She's got a block to add to that. Same as Yilmaz, really putting it out there as an experienced player, showing the sort of numbers and leadership you'd expect from a player of her level. But I don't know, if I was Turkey, I'd be worried about one of those periods where Lithuania just go out and knock down 3s.
Well, Petronita with the 11 points, and that's a Skaite with 9. Lithuania on top, 32-30 here at halftime.
2 points by Inter. First person.
Well, Nevri Yilmaz with 11 points. The Turkey trailing 32-30 against Lithuania. And again, she didn't get as many minutes in the quarterfinal against Serbia because of the pace of the game. And perhaps she's feeling a little bit fresher today. But really, how do you see this thing going in the second half, Mark?
Well, I really think that Lithuania in their locker room should be positive, because if they do what they normally do, get a little run, 3 or 4 threes going in succession, I don't know if Turkey have the energy or even the weapons to chase a game. So from a Turkey perspective, they've really got to be efficient. But this Lithuanian team will decide the way this game goes.
And what can you say about Petronita? I mean, she's just really come out and played for her country today, hasn't she?
Well, there's so many players that when you put them in a national team vest, you know, put it on the line, because it means it's not about your professional contract, it is about your country. And the great thing about the Lithuanians is they invest so much time in their youth players, they build up that sort of respect for the program and desire to play. That for her, this is an honor. And that's, when it's an honor, you put the amount of effort that she's put in. She knows she's got the summer to recover for this, but she's really led by example in defensively challenging shots, getting on the glass and really going to work offensively.
And it kind of lets you know how badly they missed her yesterday against Belarus. See, you know, it was alluded to in the press conference, but you know, because they lost by 2 points to Belarus, he didn't really harp on it. But the point was clearly made that, you know, we didn't have probably our biggest weapon on offense.
Well, and the other thing it does is the rotations are better with the 3 bigs. And the other thing she gives them as well, a number of times when Belarus got looks at the basket, she only has to challenge 1 of those shots, and that 2-point game is an overtime game. She only has to make 1 or 2 going the other way. And then, you know, in a 2-point game, she was a big miss.
Yeah. Well, it's good that she's been able to actually come out and play today. And hopefully her back is okay. What is it probably? Some type of spasm? Or some type of, because if it was dangerous, she wouldn't be out there.
No, and you alluded to it. With her size, she's going to be suspect. You know, she's going to have those issues. The fact they've got the back support, just trying to take the muscles and take a little bit of pressure off it. You know, that means it probably is some type of spasm. They wouldn't be out there risking her if it was a big time problem.
Okay, so you saw those shooting stats at halftime. Lithuania with 5 3-pointers. We'll see if they can get going here. Looked like Lithuania may have gotten away with the travel there, but she turns it over anyway to start this second half. And OJ Shakur, who started but then didn't play, is back in the game. Now the defensive attention on Albin. She gets in the lane, gets it over to Yilmaz, and Yilmaz. What kind of spin did she put on that?
A little bit of experience, Turkey spin, there you go. Controlled it on the backboard. She's doing it again on the inside. Petronita, just tough cut, went right to the front of the ring, and Sanders got the wrong side. There was only ever going to be one result here, and that was going to be a foul, and she's all over it. Didn't play her hard before she caught the ball.
Petronita asking for the ball down low. And Petronita gets it off just in time, but nope, she did not. Yeah, she did get off in time, but it didn't hit anything.
Didn't hit anything.
Stopped the play.
And you could see her throughout that play wanting to be involved. Got very disappointed they didn't come and run the pick and roll with her high, and then it was too late to actually get the options out of that play.
Oh, back to OJ Shakur. Yilmaz puts it up, and back it goes to Sanders, the long rebound. Shakur passes back outside to Yilmaz. Now Shakur gets in. Oh, what a play from Turkey.
That was great. They moved the ball and changed the angle, so everyone's shifted one way, she went back down the middle. And you've got Lithuanians chasing the ball. And there's 2 Lithuanians on the ball, and Shalar does a nice job getting into space.
Ball goes out of bounds and back over to Turkey. So the turnovers that plague Lithuania so far in the first couple minutes here, they've continued to plague them. Kuktian is going to come out, the veteran.
It's almost, are their turnovers going to be a factor or are their threes going to be a factor? And at the moment, their turnovers just keeping Turkey with the narrow advantage.
Yilmaz, boy, didn't have much arc on that shot, but it went in, and they'll take it. And now Turkey, having trailed at halftime, have gone on top by 4.
It's almost as though she's trying to carry the scoring load as Sanders struggles, Yilmaz.
Belarus now, and Petronita goes up and draws the foul on Yilmaz.
Yeah, she's feeling that back. When she took the bang there, if you get the replay, after she releases the ball, takes a bit of the bang.
Yeah, she's wincing just a bit. Watch this.
There you go. Just really tried to gather herself.
If they can win today, well, regardless, they'll have a couple. She'll have a couple of days off before the next game, because the loser of tonight's games play each other in the other classification game, and then the winner will battle for 5th place against the winner of this game. So if she can just get through this game and Lithuania win, maybe she'll be okay. And Sanders gets Linkeviciene off of her feet and draws the foul. You just don't get the feeling, just like it was last night, even though Belarus got up 19 on Lithuania, you never felt like they were out of it.
No, and you never felt like Belarus had control. You know, a 19-point lead, how are you not in control? Most of it comes down, I think, to Lithuania turning it over or making shots. It's all about them. And they're going to go to the zone now, which will be interesting because it's only Yilmaz mid-range that's really hurting them. They'll give it up to other people, but they've got a rebound.
Well, thank goodness for Yilmaz, but it goes off of Sanders' hands.
It's just a horrible passing angle. It's going straight across in front of her, and there was a pass to Albin. Make 2 good ones. You don't need to make 1 great one.
Okadzkite, moving behind her back, now gets it over to Salapova. And Salapova really hasn't done anything offensively. Okadzkite, well, Okadzkite misses now. Shakur in the open floor, takes it out to the right into Shalar, and her bounce pass, throwing it to the big player at her feet on the move. It's a recipe for disaster.
And she had, it wasn't as if Yilmaz had a wide open cut or was open to the ring. Shalar had an opportunity just to go up, get foul, or score.
I guess, wow. Salapova just kind of lost her balance and turned it over. Now, Shakur drives in, banks it in. Now, Salapova is asking for a foul, but
I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see
maybe
the replay.
We'll see it again.
2 points by USA.
Look at Cernius. Well, where there seem to be just there's lapses of concentration, certainly lapses in execution. Why does this happen for Lithuania?
But the way they play, it's a little bit loose, isn't it? They'll make the penetration and kick it. And a lot of the times, they almost get out of control. That's how it's looked in the past, where all they need to do is come down, show a little bit of composure, just work a little bit before they make the pass. And then they can see the reaction. They throw it across the defense so often, looking to make the skip pass, looking to make the pass that creates a long closeout. If they get that wrong and too early, there is a chance for an active defense, to get hands on it. And that's what Russia was able to do to build an 18-point lead. That's what Serbia were able to do. And the difference going the other way is that when they don't make that, they start knocking down threes.
And that's interesting, isn't it? They've got just 2 points off 10 turnovers. Yeah. So
they're as liable to turn it straight back over.
But that's not a good matchup for Salapova with Albin on her. Now, Natsiskaite passes back outside, and Salapova's just not looking for her shot. Now she gets it to Petronita, which is fine. Petronita couldn't catch it, but then it went off of Shakur.
But like the distance on the pass, quite a long entry into the post, and 3 Turkish players were able to collapse while the ball was in the air. Just got to work a little bit harder.
Well, there she goes. She puts it up finally, and Saunders goes up for the rebound. I know she can stroke the three-pointer, but I haven't seen it in the 2 games that I've been able to watch her here. Usher Lalbin, and she stops and pops. It's a 7-point advantage.
As long as Turkey if they get early options where they're open like that, they've got to take them. They can't just rely on the control of the basketball. And you like it when Usher Lalbin does that type of move.
Now, in and out, Petronita. And gets the little bit of contact, but no foul. Yilmaz just kind of slid over.
Every time the pace sort of drops in the game, Turkey look a lot better, a lot more in control.
Now Salapova with the defensive rebound, gets it to Natsaskaite. Riga Luskita inside, and the ball goes off of her hands. And Okudskite commits the foul. It's got Petronita obviously did well in the first half, as well as Natsaskaite with her 3-point shooting, but she hasn't even launched one yet.
But it's like that pass, you asked the question of why or how, that all that Okudskite had to do was change the angle. Take a little bit more time before she threw it in. She threw it in from a couple of steps outside the 3. You had to lean as opposed to change the angle. It's that type of, just that little extra. Just work that little bit extra before you make the pass if you haven't got a great angle.
Sanders turns, puts it up, no good. And Albin chases the ball out of bounds, and so turns back over to Lithuania.
They've got to take their opportunities, Turkey, because they will make shots. That's the guarantee for Lithuania. They will make shots.
Shakur reached over and fouled Okudskite.
First personal foul of Chakir, it's number 8.
Do you see Shakur getting better as her career goes on?
Oh, she looks like she has the tools, doesn't she? She has the quickness. I haven't seen enough of her in terms of how good she is in terms of taking the perimeter shot.
She's got to play. She didn't play last year at Fenerbahce. Well, Lithuania with an air ball and turns it back. And Albin now on the open floor, 3-on-2 fast break. Albin is bouncing, passing, and then Shakur over passes. And you can see Memnum is so upset.
It's all like Coach Memnum he's more upset than his players is almost. It's like he's trying to do whatever he can at the moment to get something happening emotionally on this this Turkish team. They're up 7 though, but he knows that this Lithuanian team can just go on a 9-point run without even thinking about it.
Well, Kuktiana has come back in, and she puts up a brick, and the opportunity is there for Turkey to pull away, and just like the opportunity is there for Lithuania to come back, and neither of them are cashing in.
Turkey have definitely, at this point, this phase of the game, this last 3:45 of the third, they've really just got to be relentless, turn the screw, get good options. Like that, it's just too sloppy.
Well, Sanders gets inside, and she's just not the same player tonight, and I think it is down to fatigue. Oh, Petronita really clashed with Sanders, and Lithuania, Okudskite, missed the layup.
It's a gimme. Just got to have that little bit of composure to finish the play. No one's blocking her. Sanders is going through the same sort of funk with herself at the minute and missing shots she knows she's going to make. You always have to feel that she'll find a way sooner or later to help the team.
Into Sanders. Now that's where she needs to catch it, and Petronita did an excellent job. That's the difference of having her in there. I've probably been more impressed with Petronita's defense the last couple of games than anything else. And inside it goes, and this time Lithuania, Gudkauskaitė makes the layup.
Makes the tougher one.
Yes.
Albin's all over on this one. Look, underneath her.
So Turkey up 5. Shalar goes to work and travels.
I do feel for coaches that in games like this, in moments like this, you can say whatever you want. There's nothing technical about what he's going to put on the floor. These players know what they're supposed to run. Yeah, just change the pivot. Yeah, change the foot.
Just a little.
It's just, he just wants to get out of the gym, hopefully with a W. He doesn't mind if it's 1, 2, whatever it is. He just wants a W.
You saw the turnovers there. Yep. 16 for Lithuania, 12 for Turkey. Salapova for 3. Go! Finally! And you know that's why she's out there. She presents that threat. And she brought rain with this one. Watch. Look at the arc.
But how close was it to an Albin turnover? That's the margins with this Lithuanian team. She gets her fingers on it.
Well, Sanders now trying to get it to Yilmaz. A little mismatch, and Gudkauskaitė picks up the foul. Good recognition from Yilmaz. And with that, Okudskita is coming back into the game.
That's got to go inside. Now, I know there was the foul, but Yilmaz had everything. She had a space to throw it into away from the defense and a mismatch, and they just couldn't get it in.
Salapova bringing the D. Shakur a little bit lazy. Her passing has left something to be desired, and now her shot is short. Thought she hit the rim on that, but must have been short. Now, oh, the drive, and Okudskita earns a trip to the free throw line. So Turkey, having had their opportunities to open up a double-digit lead, now find themselves leading by 2, and Lithuania with a chance to tie it.
And you always feel it. It's almost like it's everyone in the gym probably think, well, this was going to happen. And I'm looking at Turkey. I don't see the energy. The wrong thing to say, perhaps, but it's Lithuania's game now. If they just take care of the basketball, they look like they have more options on the floor. They have more energy defensively, but they've still got that Achilles heel of turning the ball over at bad times.
Well, we've got a tie game, folks. Don't go away. A high-pressure game. Teams trying to get into that 5th place game, because if they finish 5th, they will qualify for the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Albin hits a 3. Well, that stops the run for Turkey.
This wasn't, yeah, she deep in the shot clock, backed it out, knocked it down.
Nice penetration. Salapova goes baseline. Now Petronita puts up a 3. And the ball bounced off. It hasn't hit the backboard. And again, and this time the ball turns over to Turkey.
Petronita can hit the 3. She's one of those typical long 4 or 5s that can step out, but there was enough time on the floor for 1 or 2 more passes, and there are better people outside her. Best 3-point shooter on the floor was outside her. She still took the 3.
3-point shooting 50% for Turkey and a much lower percentage for Lithuania. And Sanders from the baseline, and Albin hustles that ball, pluses it down, chases it down. Albin gets the pick, and it's going to be a foul on Yilmaz.
I'm not sure about this one. I thought she actually got set. Yilmaz isn't sure either.
Watch. Well, she was moving a little bit.
A little bit. Referees are much better.
You can see why he'd make it.
Much better than us at interpreting situations like that.
And the penetration in the drive, and that's positive from Okudskita. The final 2 seconds. Albin gets it off just in time, and it was online but short. So now it's Turkey clinging to a 1-point lead here with 10 minutes remaining against Lithuania.
And now, please welcome the Lithuania cheerleaders.
Well, I keep saying that, that Lithuania have the opportunity, but they've got to look after the ball to get that opportunity. Their numbers, it's 17-7 in terms of the attempts from the three-point line. They're going to get more attempts in that area, but Turkey's rebounding is just giving them enough to stay in it, alongside the fact that Lithuania have turned the ball over 17 times. This could be a nightmare turnover game, but one of the worst teams in the whole competition at taking care of the basketball. Well, you can't take anything away from Yilmaz, and she's obviously not, the player she was a year ago or 2 years ago. But after yesterday, it looks like she's trying to carry this team, and she really is putting in a shift. Both ends of the floor, she's banging away with Petronati down there, but every time they run that pick and pop, she's always going to be a threat.
And meanwhile, even though Sanders is struggling with her shooting, she's got a game-high 10 rebounds. Yeah. So therein lies the issue with taking her out of the game. She's going to do something positive for you, and also defensively.
They tried Yanitez, and it just didn't give them anything for a while, did it? So, there you go. Can you believe after yesterday's game that Sanders would go 0 from the field? She's 0 for 9. And she's still, as you say, making the contributions. But if she'd have had anything like half a game, Turkey would have one of those cushions that you might need against Lithuania.
Well, maybe Sanders will find her scoring touch here in the fourth quarter. Or maybe it's going to be somebody for Lithuania, like Salapova. Maybe she'll get hot. And the pass to Yilmaz. She gets it back over to Vidarla, who's in the game, and Vidarla misses the long one. Now that triggers a fast break for Lithuania, and an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Albin, and that is exactly the right call.
Absolutely the right call. I don't even know why she thought she could look at the official even, because there's no one near her. She makes no attempt to play the ball. Watch. That's not an action at all. That's an unsportsmanlike foul.
I think she almost realized when she was doing it that she didn't need to do it. She reached and kind of tapped her on the shoulder.
Well, if Lithuania make these two and then get another, this could be the start of that momentum that we've been waiting to happen.
Now Okutskite has had some struggles, but she's actually made some plays here.
Yep. She's one of the. She almost epitomizes this team. She makes great plays or turns it over. She's one extreme or the other.
She's got 8 points.
Yep. And a lot of those have been tough plays.
So she's got her rhythm now, and Sanders almost, and just as you said, Okutskite almost turns it over.
She's got to bring Cutini higher. She can't just throw it there and hope it gets there.
I'm just going to go ahead and call Petronita the player of the game. She's been playing hurt. She looked like she was in a little bit of pain over there on the bench. That's Skaite, puts it up from the line, and she misses. And now Shalar chases it down. I don't think Skaite has scored since halftime.
Nope, she hasn't had a good look. Now the Turkish defense is normally very efficient. They'll be asking someone else to take the shot.
So Grigaloskita is down low. She's out on Sanders. 6 on the shot clock. Sanders, will she? She hasn't made a shot all day. She puts it up and she stays 0 for. So 0 for 10.
It's an unbelievable number for a player of her ability.
And this time she gets back and makes a play on defense.
Exactly what you're saying, though.
She's doing other things so well.
Yep. You can almost deal with her 0 for 10 because she's giving you other things, and they haven't got any other options. So where are they going to go?
Sanders also, she's got the 10 rebounds, a couple of steals, and that was her first block. She's going to slide over, and now Salapova gets it back for Lithuania, and Lithuania with a chance, and the miss. Now Albin, and she's going to go running, and Salapova is going to commit the foul. So Okutskite had a wide open 3, but missed it.
Again, she's not their best. It's one of those things at this point in the game, on top of the fact they've got 3-point shooters out there, get the ball to the right person to shoot the 3. She's been great going to the bucket. She's not their best three-point shooter.
Shalar gets it back to Albin. Now Yilmaz, tough shot from her on the baseline, but draws the foul from Kuktiena. It was a slower call.
Looked the right call, to be fair, but I think she just walks into it.
Now the referee is telling Petronita to go back on the bench, but doesn't she have any, if she's stretching out her back, is there not a...
I don't think she can do it here.
Just to go off?
Yeah, I think that's the... she could go into the corner or somewhere.
Samantha Sernius didn't think the call should have been made, but Yilmaz takes advantage and puts Turkey back in front. Thought his player had both hands up. Now Albin reaches in, takes it away, and she's off to the races. She's going to take it, and good chase back from Olga Skita. And Turkey get it back. Now Shalar over to Yilmaz on the baseline. Good.
Well, you got to credit Lauren Sanders for that. She outworked people baseline to baseline to get the offensive rebound. And in doing that, it's given Turkey the opportunity to open out the lead.
And the drive, Grigaloskita, now Solapova for three. Shalar with the rebound. Lithuania, I think, would have settled for that shot. Now Vidarla goes behind the back, and Grigaloskita picks up the foul.
Sorry, personal foul of Monika Grigaloskita with 10.
So talking about the future of Turkish basketball, and right now you've got the veterans on the court. Oh, Albin just left wide open and missed the layup.
That's why she was so shocked to be that open.
Incredible. And yet she'll make the tough ones. That's a Skyte. And just a tough pass wide when she's surrounded by Turkish jerseys. The turnover goes back to Vidarla now. Sanders backs up her man now. Vidarla for three. Rims out. And Yilmaz just hustles. Keeps crashing the boards. Gets the rebound. So she's going to have a double-double by the end of this. She's got 17 and 9 right now. And Yilmaz gets it inside and couldn't quite control it. And goes back over to Natsa Skyte. And Memnon just put both hands on his face. You can't watch. Okudskita and goes hard to the basket. Oh, and doesn't make the shot, but good effort by her.
She's a handful when she decides to go. Teammates don't help her there at all because they crowd the middle a little bit. So there was a lot of white shirts on defense as she made that penetration.
One thing you know is that when she puts her head down, you know when she's going to the basket. Now Petronita has come in and Natsa Skyte has come out. Because Natsa Skyte is just not giving them much.
Lincoln Vicien's come back in as well, and it's almost like, yeah, we're 3 down, 6 to go. Let's get the experienced. I think Shashite will come back for Solapova, I think, but if Shashite would learn how not to turn the ball over, she'd be a real asset to any team because her athleticism is tough to guard.
Which one is that?
Shashite to guard.
Oh, right, yeah.
Absolutely tough to guard when she puts it on the floor, but she's as liable to turn it over.
So 36% for Turkey shooting from the floor, 37 for Lithuania. Albin. And the long one from Yilmaz. And now Lithuania with a chance to go back in front. It's going to be a nervous finish for both teams.
Yeah,
and that's how we like it.
Absolutely.
Olga Skyte gets in, and Sanders with the block, her second of the game, but then a foul is called on Turkey after the offensive rebound by Petronita.
And even that, so Sanders has to come and help. I'm sure we're going to get a replay, but she has to come and help because of how effective missed the penetration. But
there was no doubt about that foul.
Yeah, but no one helps Sanders. No one goes across and helps Sanders to box out Petronita. It's it's like everything else in the game. Both teams are just that one pass, that one rotation short of being their normal level.
We saw her season averaging, or sorry, her tournament average and where she is today. So she's right on her average points right now. And she's put Lithuania back in front, having just re-entered the game. And don't forget, she got that after getting an offensive rebound.
This zone is going to give issues for Turkey, and if someone does that down the middle.
Finally, Sanders gets on the board with a field goal. So she's got 6 points to go with her 11 rebounds. Salapova. And a foul called on Turkey, so that is team foul number 4 on Turkey, or is it 3? We're midway through. Yeah, that's team 4.
It's a long, long time to go in this situation.
And Lithuania might be happy to be going to the line for free throws. What a find, and they get it to Petronita, and Yilmaz fouls Petronita. So again, Lithuania with a chance to tie it or go in front.
It's 4 fouls on Yilmaz as well, and the way that the offensive load that she's carried this team, if she steps out.
Well, she's going to go out briefly here. And you can imagine now what it's going to be like for Turkey. Sanders will be the main threat down low, and it'll be a whirling dervish out on the perimeter with Shakur, Albin, and Vidarli.
Well, they've gone as small as they normally go. Turkey with a 3-guard set, and Shalar's going to have to fill in at the 4. She won't be unused to that. She's done it plenty of occasions across her career.
So Lithuania back in front. Remember, the winner of this game gets to play for 5th place, and the team that wins 5th do the free throw shooting percentages for both teams. That answers your question, how important it is for Lithuania. The team that finishes 5th goes to the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Albin. Vidarli. Oh, get it to Sanders. Well, they were taking it all the way down to the end of the shot clock, but Sanders now just 2 points away from a double-double. And 4.5 minutes to go. Now the feed inside, and Shalar comes over and gets the block on Gudkauskaite. Albin over to Shakur, passes up to 3. Turkey will run one of their plays.
Got to think she was wide open. They're going to get a better look throughout the whole of this set.
Maybe not. 5 on the shot clock. And Sanders puts it up, and that layup has gotten her now into a rhythm a little. She's got 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, the answer to what they're getting, because no one put their hand up and challenged the shot. People playing defense with their arms down.
And again, Shakur this time reaches in, and boy, they barely got away with giving up a fast break there. She got the foul just in time. And that's borderline unsportsmanlike.
A lot of people back behind her, but you're right, it was borderline. It's just, it must be a. You're gonna go gray early coaching this Lithuanian team.
Okatskita is going to come back in for play at the point. Now Vidarli for 3. Go! Boy, veterans get the important shots.
Inside, outside, drag the defense down, and I just, it's a 2 because she towed the line.
She did. 5 points is the advantage. And Sanders comes up with another block, and then she just takes it. And Vidarli was tempted to throw it up ahead to her teammate Albin. Lithuania need to stop. And Albin goes right down the lane, and Petronita's back in and gets the rebound. Now Salapova hands it off to Grigoluskita. Now Petronita. She's going to go up against Sanders. Oh, what a gritty play by Petronita. Gets it back to a 2-point game.
Well, there's that trademark, goes to the middle, uses the glass.
Boy, player of the game without question.
Yep.
Entry pass to Sanders. Sanders, and I tell you, she left it late, but she's coming good at the right time now with Yilmaz on the bench.
Just needed to get that, like, a little more solid, that one. Square up, really was set with her feet. Again, use the backboard.
I think Vincian gets it back to Salapova. And Salapova puts up a kind of a set shot there, and both Turkey and Lithuania tied up. Lithuania, fortunately for them, the jump ball possession arrow. And Kauskaite, after getting the ball, is going to come out and be replaced by Okotskita. Look at that, the scrap.
Absolutely. Sanders again, challenging shots, rebounding.
Yeah, just tremendous. Bounce pass, and it goes, and Petronita misses the left-hander, tries to follow, and good job by Shalar. Now 3-on-2 fast break. Will they attack the basket? And Albin goes in and uses her right hand and banks it in. 7 points the advantage. Well, you feel for Petronita because she's been making that shot, but the full court press, the pressure rather, they were able to get it out, and it led to the fast break from Albany.
And it's, she struggles going left sometimes, which is where she found herself. But I'm really surprised that Camille Nashakate is sitting out, because she's had bad games, like bad periods of games, and you know she's going to come through. And Slapova's really given them not a lot on the floor at the moment. And defensively, which is where they need to make things happen right now, she's going to give them a lot more than Salopova. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go back with their leading scorer across the tournament.
But be careful with the passes. If they put pressure,
like Sanders with the 12 rebounds, and now she's knocked up the double-double with the 12 and 12. And that's 12 points all in this fourth quarter. And she's just, well, that's what she is, isn't she? She's a veteran, she's a pro, she's quality. She's always going to find a way sooner or later to help. And this quick lineup for Turkey, again, has actually been the lineup that's really injected something down the end of the game.
Well, it's 1:33 remaining. Lithuania have the ball. They're down 7, but the clock, I would say, is probably the enemy right now, more than Turkey. And Salapova comes right out and provides a 3.
That's why I'm sitting here and he's sitting down there. He's staying with Salapova.
That always makes a coach look good when the player comes right out and drills it. Wow, good defensive pressure from Lik Vincian, and back to Shakur. Turkey was able to hold on to it. Albin shakes and bakes, gets in the lane, and Petronita fouls.
Counted that.
Who's the foul on?
I think it's on Petronita.
No, so Albin has 15 points. Yeah, she raked her from behind. So that takes it back to 6, and if she makes this, it's back to a 7-point lead with 1:06 to go. And they almost had the turnover. That's a tough one for Lithuania. Okotskita, is he going to run? Salapova comes back out again. Now Kuktiana puts it up, and good. Well, they're not going to go away. They're not going to go down quietly, that's for sure. Full court pressure. And Shakur needs some help. She's able to get it to Albin. Will she get it across midcourt? Yes, she does, just in time. Now Sanders back to Shakur. Living dangerously. Turkey, Albin.
For the game.
Shalar, good on the baseline. And with that, it's back to a 64-57 lead for Turkey. 33.9 seconds to go. Timeout called by Lithuania. That's their third and last timeout. And, well, she picked a good time to make that shot, Shalar.
Because she hasn't made many, apart from the early part of the game. But it's this quicker lineup where they've got more than just 2 people who can attack. Seems to have been the answer to them yesterday to get them back in the game, and it's now the answer in terms of trying to close out this one.
How about this for the 3 stars of Turkey? Albin now 16 points, 10 assists. Yilmaz has the 17 points, 9 rebounds, and Sanders has 12 points and 12 rebounds. I know some coaches will say you need 3 players, 3 stars to win games. And certainly that bears it out. Because when you look at Lithuania, they've had Petronita with the 18 and 8, but really nobody else has done much.
And also, like, Dala has really chipped in with her 9 points as well. And so everyone that he needed to come good after yesterday's game has just rolled back the years a little bit and showed up, has given them a chance for that Olympic spot.
Clock is ticking on Lithuania. And the penetration behind the back pass, and Grigaliskita wasn't ready. Or maybe she just didn't expect it because it was behind the back. And now the player's scrapping on the floor for the loose ball, and it's going to go to Turkey, I think. So with 15.4 seconds. And really, it looks like Turkey have done just enough to escape. So they're going to inbound it. And will Lithuania foul? Will they? Yes, they do, with 12.1 seconds to go. But it's going to take a miracle now.
Wow. We've had some miracles from Lithuania in this tournament. I think even this situation is going to be beyond them. And we said, right, if Turkey keep it in the 60s, the Lithuanian turnovers would be too big a factor for them to win, because they're just not getting the scoreboard over to just counteract those turnovers. And
well, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow as Sanders gets her 13th and 14th points. Lithuania, you know, they could have beaten Belarus yesterday, and they could have come out today and won as well to get into that 5th place game. So Turkey have been able to grind out a win. 66-57. I think the game was closer than that final score indicates. So Turkey advanced to the 5th place game, and Lithuania will play for 7th or 8th place. Disappointment for them and their fans. I'm sure it's one more win for Turkey, and that'll take away the sting of not getting to the podium. So the final score one more time. Turkey winning it 66-57 over Lithuania. Okay, Mark, take it away.
Well, you've got to feel sorry for Lithuania, especially Petronita, the way she dragged her body back out on the floor. But experience won the day in the end. You've got Sanders you can't say enough good things about because of the effort yesterday, and she found a way to contribute while her offense wasn't working. Yilmaz, I just love what she's done for Turkish basketball. She's been there when it's gone to the top of the European level. And with those like stats and 22 turnovers, with the score being so low, those 22 turnovers is going to kill you. If it had been a much more up-tempo game with a high-scoring game, that'd have been fine.
And I'm just going to echo what you said about Petronita. You know, she couldn't have done any more today, coming out with the injuries, the 18 points, and the 12 and the 8 rebounds. Yilmaz, Albin, and Sanders. That was mainly it for Turkey. And, you know, the question I have about Turkey moving forward is, you know, at some point the young players do need to step up. We've seen signs of it in certainly early in the tournament, and it's a big challenge for them.
Well, you've got like a very good core of people around the 22, 23, 24 age group. Petronita will be the more experienced player at 26, so they've got another 2-3 tournaments where this core of kids will be able to play together.
For Lithuania. Yeah, there she is. Petronita obviously gets most of her stuff around the basket, but when you remember that she was playing injured today with the back problems, you know, that was a gritty performance from her. So here from Budapest, we're getting ready for a couple of quarterfinals. The next will be Spain coming up, and Yilmaz for Turkey. You can see where she got most of her joy today. So Yilmaz comes out after disappointing quarterfinal and helps carry her team into that battle for 5th place. So stick around for the quarterfinal games coming up. And We'll be here in Budapest waiting for you. Thanks for watching.
Standing off the game.